Hello everyone, welcome to J-Hook Crochet. I am Reggie and this is the Yarniversity. On Saturday this time, I hope that everyone remembered we're on a different day this week. So I want to thank you all for being here today and for joining me. I am very happy to have you all with me, and today we have also a very interesting subject to talk about as always, but you know, I know I say that every week, but I just have a lot of time researching, a lot of fun time researching, preparing for these classes. So this week was particularly interesting for me personally. And before I take a look and see who is with me today, I would just like to ask you all to please give this video a thumbs up when you come in. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And I want to say thank you to all the members who joined us during the last week. So I want to welcome the 4 new members who joined us since last Yarniversity. That's Linda Simpson. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the membership program. And OM Granny Squares, that is Ursula. Both of them have their own YouTube channel, and you should definitely go and check them out. Also, a yarn addict with Karen. Karen joined our membership program. She also has a YouTube channel, and I love watching Karen, so you guys all go and check her out as well. And Jana K. Holiday joined our membership program this week. So welcome to all our new members. And if you are interested in joining the membership program, then there is a join button right next to the subscribe button below the screen. If you press that button, you will get a full rundown of what it means to join the membership programs and what it takes. And you can choose whichever program you would like to join and join that. And if you cannot see the join button, then there is a link in the description box below this video, which will take you directly to membership. So I want to thank all the new members who joined during this week. And also I want to thank everyone who bought my new pattern, which was released this week. My new beanie pattern, the Movie Sans beanie, was released this week, and everyone seemed to like it and got it on Etsy, so I'm very, very happy for that, and thank you all. So now I can finally look into the chat and see who's with us today. If you're new here, I only look at the chat every once in a while because it's kind of hard for me to keep up with the chat while talking. So if you wrote anything in the chat and I didn't see your message, I am not ignoring you, not on purpose anyway, and just write it again and I will catch it up next time. I see Lacey and Catherine is here, and Linda and Sanita, hello, welcome, and Carrie is here. Hi, you are listening and crocheting. I welcome lurkers, and I see Judy. Hello, Judy, welcome. And Debbie is here. Debbie loves yarn. Good morning to you. It's actually evening at my place. You guys all know it is 6 in the evening here. For those of you who don't know, I live in Germany, so it's actually, you know, it's wine time at my place. And Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie. Welcome. And Christy from Christy's Creation. Welcome to you. And Unapologetically Mocha. And I see Toro is here. Hello, Toro 8 Star. And Debbie, I already saw both Debbies. Welcome to both of you. And Mel is here. Hi, thank you for joining. And Liz just joined us. Hello. So welcome to all of you and cheers to you. Thank you for joining me today. Oh, and cheers to Carrie. Carrie just joined our membership program. So cheers to you, Carrie, and all of our other members can raise their glass with their cool raise the glass emoji. Which I'm very proud of the emojis that I designed. So members, feel free to use the emojis whenever you see fit. So cheers to you, Carrie, for joining. And hello to Tammy and Bobby, and I am very happy that you're all joining me today. We have, as I've said, a topic that I personally am very interested in. We are going to talk about crochet art. Crochet that is a little more you know, one step forward, a bit more advanced than what maybe you and I do for a hobby. So I will show you some people who took their art out of their couch and living room and into the museum, and we will talk about them in just a second. But before we do, I always do a little bit of administrations in the beginning. So first of all, I want to remind you all, if you haven't yet gone back and commented on last week's Yarniversity, the history lesson that we had last week, if you have not yet gone back and comment on that, in order to enter into the giveaway, and then you still have until the end of today's live stream, where I will choose using the YouTube random comment picker from last week's stream. And I do remind you that I did ask a specific question, so if you haven't watched the live, I am sorry. But if you were here and you watched and just forgot to go back and comment, this is your reminder. And if you weren't here, you can always watch the replay, but just don't forget, don't close this window, open another tab, and go and comment on the live and answer the question that I asked you guys all last week. And of course, we will have a giveaway this week as well. And this specific week's giveaway has a little something attached to it. So I'm actually going to show you, I normally do this later during the live, but I'm going to show you what today's giveaway is going to be, because I wanted, it's part of the admin notice admin announcements that I have, has to do with the items in today's giveaway. So today's giveaway will not include yarn, but will include some other really cute things. So the first of which, because we are talking about art today, is this little very cute enamel pin. So I want to show it to you, but my hands are all my nails. I can't get it out. Okay, so this enamel pin, and it says, "Don't hate, create." So I thought that was very appropriate for today's theme, and that will go into the giveaway this week. Hello, Anvita, welcome. Thank you for joining. And it's okay, lurking is acceptable here. Have fun making dinner. So to go along with that pin, we will have this mango lip balm from Yves Rocher. If you are in Europe and you don't know Yves Rocher, I highly recommend this company. I don't think that they ship outside of Europe, but for you European folks, definitely go check out Yves Rocher. And to go with the mango lip balm, you are also going to get a Scritzy mango hand cream. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys should know that I love Scritzy. And once again, I am fighting with this little bag, so I'm just going to show it to you inside the bag. It's a handmade hand cream, and it is organic mango hand cream from Scritzy. It comes in this wonderful tin box. Now, I love Scritzy. I actually had a whole video about this company on my channel, so if you're interested in what exactly they do and what are their products, on my channel, just look for the independent seller playlist, and the video about Scritzy is all there. I use their hand creams all the time. This is my version. This one's mine, and it's always here on my desk. So Scritzy actually is what I wanted to talk about, since the hand cream is part of this week's giveaway. They have just launched this week a brand new line of hand creams that actually come in tubes instead of the tin boxes. So I was very excited, because she has been talking about inserting this new product into her shop, and I've been waiting for them to actually start making them. So I have ordered a whole bunch of her new hand creams that come in a tube shape. And because she is just releasing this new product, I've reached out to her and I told her that I have been talking. She knows, she already knows me because I ordered from her a lot, and she also knows that I have mentioned her a few times. She also donated to different giveaways on my channels before. So like I said, if you have been with me for a while, you already know Skritzy. And so I've reached out to tell her that I'm going to include one of her hand creams in today's giveaway, and she said that for the release of the new line of the tube hand cream, she is going to give all of you 10% off of whatever you want from her store using the special code that is in the description box below. So in the description box below this video, there will be a link to the Skritzy online shop as well as a special discount code. And you can find that it will give you 10% off of anything, not just the tubes, but definitely have a look at this new product. Hi, Crafty Chats is here. She says she loves the pin, and Catherine says Yves Rocher is awesome. So you know Yves Rocher, yeah, I use this stuff too. And Skritzy is amazing as well. Oh yeah, Catherine actually owns this specific cream. She also has a Skritzy mango cream, I know that. Hey Lori, welcome. And Sandy is here from Crochet Canada. Hello Sandy, welcome. And Crafty says thinks I'll stick with the tin, more recyclable. Yes, definitely. I love the tin boxes. I think I mentioned it to you guys in the when we had our gadgets live. I talked about how I use those tin boxes to keep my stitch markers, so I love them too. And Vita, yes, this week's giveaway is definitely luxurious. It's not yarn, but it's, you know, I thought that once in a while I can spice it up with some other products. And we all love, you know, hand cream and those luscious lip balms, so why not? Hi, Mayor, welcome. Lori says, so excited to be drawn in the Vestiary Vestfest challenge. Follow up after this art class. Yes, Lori, I'm very happy that you managed to watch the video and see that you won. We were a little bit worried that you might not catch the replay and not know that you have won. So I'm very happy that, you know, we closed that corner. Yes, definitely lip balm is always handy. Hi, Julie. Hi, so glad to make it to the live today. I'm very happy you made it. Welcome. Sandy says she cannot live without hand cream. Crochet dries out my hands. Exactly, me too. I always have like a ton of hand cream everywhere. Hi, Kim from Affordably Crafty. Welcome, and thank you for joining. Kim, listen out for the first artist that I'm going to talk about today, because she is having an exhibition at Mass Art, which is what I was telling you on your live before. So the first artist that I will be talking about today actually is featured in the Mass Art Museum currently. So I don't know if museums are open or closed right now, but once it will open, or when it is open, if you are able to, her stuff is amazing, and she's showing there. I think it's going all through 2021, but I'm not sure. Hi HD, welcome. Thank you for joining, and hello Wanda. All right. So we are talking about crochet artists today, and like I have said in the past few weeks, if at any point you have to step out, or you came in late, or you know, you have to leave for any reason, or you're just tired of listening to my voice, all the information that we are talking about today is already on the blog. So the link to the specific page on the blog that is today's subject can be found already in the description box below. I I think I'm very proud of myself for being able to keep up and actually writing the posts in time for the classes like I've been doing over the past few weeks. I hope that I can keep it up. It's been kind of hard, but I think I'm doing well with that so far. Hey Marianne, the crochet declogger, thank you for joining. We welcome lurkers here. So for everyone coming in, please don't forget to hit the like button when you come in the door. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And if you're new here and you don't know, I was talking about my Etsy store before, and I was telling everyone about the new pattern that's on the Etsy shop. But if you're new here and you don't know, the link to my Etsy shop is in the description box below, and viewers of my channel get a special discount on my Etsy shop, and the code to that is also in the description box below. And if you just walked in and you missed me saying that, there is a new line of hand cream on the Scritzy Etsy shop, and wonderful Fiona from Scritzy gave us a discount code, and that discount code is also in today's description box. Okay, Kim is saying awesome. Governor just reopened museums last week. Wonderful. So we're gonna jump right into it, and today we are talking about crochet art. So, you know, for most of us, crochet is a hobby, maybe something we do in our pastime when we relax and, you know, Netflix and chill, or, you know, watch TV or pass the afternoon, or in the evening when we come back from work, or maybe while we are at work. If we have a job that allows us to crochet while we work. Or for some of us, maybe it's a pastime activity. Some of us maybe do it as their job. Maybe you crochet for a living. Maybe it is a form of income for you. But there are some people out there who have taken crochet one step forward, as I was saying before, maybe even a few steps forward, transformed it into a form of art. So they have taken it out of their, you know, living room, lounge, couch, craft room, and into the museum, into the gallery. And when I say art, yeah, I mean like exhibition art. I mean installations on display for the world to come and see and be in awe. And I mean totally out of the box, out of this world, forward thinking, unbelievable installations and creations that challenge your mind and stimulate all of your senses. And if you want to know who these people are, then that's what we're here for today. Some of them maybe you have heard of, some of them maybe you haven't, and there may be some that you have heard of and I did not include in today's show because, you know, I've said it many times in the past, I set up these classes and obviously I cannot talk about everything in one video. So I edit what's interesting to me, and I hope that what's interesting to me interests you guys as well, and that you find the information that I give interesting and useful. So we are going to start with a very talented lady, and Kim, that is the one that is currently exhibiting, as I said, at Mass Art, and her name is Joana I am going to mispronounce this. Joana Vasconcelos, right? Vasconcelos, yes. If at any point today I mispronounce someone's name, I am sorry. She is a Portuguese artist, and she is known for her large-scale installations. Her forte is these non-traditional materials that she is using and all kinds of different methods that she is using them on. Her work is intriguing, it's inspiring, and it is entertaining. She has been exhibiting in galleries in Europe quite regularly since the mid-1990s. But it was actually her participation in the 51st International Art Exhibition in Venice in 2005, which brought her to the international attention. Since then, she has become known all over the world, and in 2012, she showed her work at a major annual contemporary art exhibition in Versailles. Now, if any of you, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Versailles. I personally was there, but to show at an art exhibition that takes place in Versailles is if it's something that's like, as an artist, it's like the top of the top. It's not a place that features many events of that kind in the year. So once there's one held, it's very prestige, and to be included is a huge honor. And not only was she included, she was also the first woman and the youngest contemporary artist to have exhibited at this prestige location. So yeah, she's a big name. I'm going to show you actually one of her works so that we can, sort of get a feel while we talk about her. So, no, wait, why is this not working? I am sorry. Excuse me 1 second while I fix that. Now you should see it. Okay, so this is just one of her things, and as we progress, you will see more of her amazing work. But look at that! Isn't that amazing? See what you guys were talking about while I was babbling to the camera. Hi, Angela, welcome. Catherine says she has been to Versailles, but you mean the expo or the chateau? No, the actual palace. There was an exhibition at the actual Versailles Palace. Lori says her best professors sparked her interest enough for her to do her own research to find more of what they shared in class. You should go with that explanation, Professor Hook. Oh, Lori. Yes, Mayor, that place is gorgeous. Jaw drop, right. So this, again, this is just one of her works, and I will show you more as we continue talking about her. Now, living in Portugal, her work is inspired and influenced by the daily life and the local culture. And crochet, for those of you who don't know, is very, very popular in Portugal, and it is incorporated in a very large number of her works. She doesn't do only crochet. She works with a very large range of materials, but in many of her work she incorporates crochet and fabric and knotting and embroidery and all kinds of fiber arts, although she doesn't work exclusively with fiber. The combination of her technique and this extravagant style that she has and with the art of crochet results in enormous sculptures and installations which are nothing like what you would normally think of when you hear the word crochet. So one of her series, which I will show you an example of now. Let me just hope that this time it works right away. Right. Let me make this a little smaller for you guys. Yeah, so now you can see it, that little dude. Um, so one of her series is composed of various animals, animal sculptures which have been wrapped in crochet lacework. Each of these pieces is in the series is both imprisoned as well as protected by this second skin layer of crochet. It's making them both beautiful and strange at the same time. On one side, it's not like these you know what this like form of making animals out of this African flower hexagons and so on, and putting them together so it looks like it. So on one side, when you first look at this as a person who crochet, the first thing you think is, oh, that's like I've seen things that are resembling that. But then you take a closer look and you see, no, this is not made out of crochet. This is something else. This is a sculpture that was wrapped in crochet. So almost like she yarn bombed that sculpture. And it's like I said, it's sort of like a second skin for this clay sculpture. Which is actually the clay sculpture inside is actually a sculpture made by a different artist, which he then took and wrapped in crochet for her work. It's sort of like they are mummified. These ceramic animals are sort of like mummified in crochet, which is inspiring, I think, and a very interesting interpretation. So, what do you guys think of that creature that we see here? Lori says the previous one I showed looks like a psychedelic T-bone steak. The placement between the two classic paintings make it even more amazing. Yeah, right? Debbie asked if I know if that is multiple pieced together or all of one. I have no idea how she made that at the previous one. Yeah, right? Everything about Versailles is amazing, says Mayer. She was there a few times. The gardens, the grounds, the palace. I agree. Catherine says that in my previous picture that I showed, the paintings on the right seems to be looking at it. Lori wonders what it is like inside the head of artists. This piece seems like a little window of the inside of her head, especially with the typical art pieces and gallery around it. I totally agree, Lori. In Domestica course ads where the teachers show their work, you can see some interesting fiber and mixed media. Good to know. Good evening, Catherine, Little Vicious Dishes. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Lori, right? Artistic yarn bombing. Definitely, wow. I have also been in awe when I saw that. You love the grasshopper. So this series of hers where she wraps these clay sculptures in crochet, she has the whole series of them. If you look up her name on Google, you will find them, but I said that last week as well. There are some pictures that I'm not allowed to show because of copyright laws. But if you go on Google and you search her name, you will find her whole series, and there are all kinds of animals in that series, like lizards and lions and crabs and what else did I see? Snakes. It's amazing. Oh, Sandy, no. Yes, it is very cool. How big is that grasshopper? It is big. It's about this big. Right? That is amazing. I love that shapes as well. So I'm going to show, so this is, this series of her wrapping different animal in crochet is one of her series. Now her next series is even more intriguing to the eye, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with a picture. And then I'm just gonna, leave you guys to it for a few seconds. So yeah, check that out. That's amazing, right? So this is another series of her works. This is called the Valkyrie series, and there are different sculptures, different ones, but all, just like this one, this style, in this series. In this series, she presents enormous and strange textile bodies made out of a mixture of crochet, felt, fabric, embroidery, bead ornaments, all of that mixed together into these enormous installations. And you can see the people standing next to it, so you can figure out how big this is. And this series is dedicated to the idea of female beauty and strength. It features monumental installations designed to fit, or rather dominate, a specific space. So each of those installations is created with this certain location in mind, that location where it will be presented, so that once it is in place, it appears like it has always lived there, like this is its natural habitat. And Kim, I hope you're still here, Affordably Crafty. So the what's showing in Mass Art, one of the things of hers that is showing in Mass Art is the newest member of her Valkyrie series, which was designed to fit the Mass Art Museum. So when you go there, you will see one of these installations, but not this one. You will see the one that was specifically designed to the hall in which it is presented at Mass Art. And among other locations, her Valkyries took over the Guggenheim Museum, Palazzo Garazzi in Venice, Ares Museum of Art in Denmark, and the Mass Art Museum in Boston, and the Tel Aviv Museum of Art, and Versailles Palace. So, I mean, these have pretty much taken over every major exhibition location in the world. So I think that is like bringing a lot of honor to the art of crochet, don't you guys think? Catherine says she loves how two artists work together to make such awesome pieces. I agree. Yarn bombing, graffiti of the yarn community. That is correct. And Lori is inspired to yarn bomb a plastic toy from the Dollar Tree. Yes, right? Catherine says she will never be able to complain about blankets being cumbersome. Yeah, right? See? Combination of Dr. Seuss and Chinese New Year's parade. I love how the minds of the people in this group work. Lacey says Kim, she will be waiting for the walkthrough. Right. Total wow. Awesome description, Lori. I agree. Marshall or Marchell? I hope that I pronounce your name right. It says, my brain would need a lot more time to understand what's going on here. Right? How long did it take her? Months, I assume, maybe years. Does she do all of the crocheting herself? Yeah, she actually does all the artwork herself and has a team of people who install it in different places. So I want to show you some more pictures because in talking about her methods and the places she displayed and so on, I pretty much gave you the rundown, but I think that her art is the really interesting thing to look at. So I'm gonna, every once in a while pop in a new picture of one of her works here while we chat away. Kim says, Yarny meetup at Mass Art, my New Englanders. Oh, I am totally looking forward to that, Kim. I mean, I'm not a New Englander and I won't be able to be there, but I am looking for that video. This, amazing. I wish that I could go see it. I'm kind of like sad that I only found out that she displayed in the Tel Aviv Art Museum now. Had I known something like that when I was still living in Israel, I would probably have gone to see it. But now that I, have my eye on her, I'm definitely going to follow where she is showing. It's unbelievable. So like, look at this thing. You can really like see, look at that mandala in front of that thing. That's all crochet, and you can see because we are crocheters and we can understand and we can realize how it's done. But look at that enormous mandala. Lacey says, holy bleep. Wonder what hook she prefers. That's a good question. Up close. Yeah, look at those details. Isn't that one? Look at those two like chandelier looking things hanging on the side. That's crochet as well. You can see the bubble stitches. Like, it's amazing. It's unbelievable. And I'm pretty like, it's one of those things that you can walk around for an hour, in every angle you will look at it, it will look different. And because it's three-dimensional art and it sort of occupies this space, right? So you can see it from every angle. It's not like an art piece hanging on the wall and you're standing in front of it. It's you experience it. It's you walk around it. It lives around you. It's amazing. Lori says, this thing is actually going to be showing up in the background of my dreams for sure. That would be interesting, huh? Glenda says it's totally awesome, and I agree. The fringe going around the mandala alone would drive me to insanity. It doesn't look like she's using really thick yarn either, right? No, it looks like I don't know. Something like, and all that embroidery work around, unbelievable. I'm going to show you another one. This one you will, here you will really see up close and personal the amount of, look at that. So again, I mean, we are crocheters, so we can acknowledge that this is crochet. I mean, we will take one look at it and say, oh, that's crochet. Look at that. Look at the detail work in that thing. What mediums does she use other than yarn? Well, everything. So she deals a lot with femininity, and one of her most famous work is a chandelier made out of tampons. Isn't that amazing? She also has an installation that looks like a Venetian mask made out of mirrors. She once did a show or took part in Dior show, and she took their little bottles of J'adore, that is, they're like, how do you say that, they're like flag perfume bottles. They're like iconic ones, and she took thousands of those and made a huge bow out of them and lit them up with LED lights. She works with all kinds of materials. That beaded tassel is inspiring some scaled down application for home decor or stitch markers, yes. This one makes me think of a beautiful Indian woman in traditional silk sari and face covering thingy. Ooh, lacy, that's some imagination going on there. Think about how some of us crocheters think making a blanket takes so long. Exactly, right? Just imagine the size of her stitching studio. Yeah, where does she... Yeah, I get that. Isn't that crazy? I agree with you guys. It is. It's amazing. It's awesome work. It's unbelievable. Looks like an underwater derp sea animal. Ooh, I can see that, Catherine. I believe this is a portal to a much more interesting place than Earth. Lazy. Crafty Jazz is getting a massive 60s vibe. See, each of us have a different response to it. That's art. Oh my goodness, I can't believe all the detail. I agree, Michelle. I see the female strength here with the bubbles and beads and curves. Still seeing fallopian tubes though. Yes, exactly, Linda. It's their signature perfume, J'adore from Dior. And she took a whole thousands of those bottles, lit them up with LED lights inside, made a huge bow and hung it from the ceiling. Unbelievable. Just to design it is one thing, but to actually crochet it, right? Right? Amazing. Lacey says this one is a portal. Hey Dee, welcome. Thank you for joining in. So I will show you one more. But I mean, I have so many of hers. I could not decide which one I want to show you. But since you guys, you seem to be interested, and we all know what we're talking about here. So last one from her, okay? Look at this. So here you can really see the incorporation of both crochet work in those lines here, those rainbow lines, and then the beading, and then around it, it's fabric. So this is already a different, fiber art going around. Then these pom-pom lines around here, and amazing. You can look at her works for hours. Catherine says she sees anemones in it too. Oh, anemones, yeah. But at the same time, it does feel very feminine. Yes. The second inner circles looks like seeds, like sets of teeth. Oh. Hey, Teresa. Coming by to show support. Welcome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So yeah, and in the back, once again, behind the piece that we are seeing now on the screen, you can see the piece from before that we saw in between the two pictures in the museum on the red wall. I guess this one is showing in a different space. So yeah, amazing artists. Definitely, if I sparked your imagination and your interest, and go check her out. Joana Vasconcelos, I agree. I assume maybe it's Joana, but no, I believe it's Joana. But again, pronunciations, especially of people who come from other countries, I will probably pronounce it wrong no matter how many times I'll try to say it. Yeah, right? Look at the beadwork. Look at these lines. Amazing. Lacey says she is that person in the museum that stares at one piece for way too long and everyone is rushing. Well, Lacey, just imagine how long it will take you to go through one of her exhibitions, right? The second thing made you think of a celestial vagina. Oh man, I love this group of people here. Thank you all for joining me today. Yeah, it would be all day, right? How many stitches can you identify? We do need a class trip, definitely. I mean, I'm all up for a class trip once I'll be able to travel anywhere. At this point, I just want, I want to be able to travel like to a different city right now. But we'll see. Maybe later. Kim, that might be why they invited her. I don't know. Lacey, that's exactly what you were thinking. Was like, could look at this for hours and still find something surprising. Me too. I mean, I'm just from looking at the pictures of her work, I was like totally run down into a rabbit hole. That's what I was telling you guys before. While researching specifically this week's live, I've had a lot of fun already. I feel like I've been into a gallery this week. Very imaginative pupils. Yes, definitely. All right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys all seem very engaged, so I'm very happy with this week's topic already. If you're just walking in, anything you have missed, you can go back and watch on the replay or go to the blog. The link is in the description box below this video, and read it instead of, listening to me talking about it if you prefer that. But if you want, you can always go back and watch a replay. And please don't forget to hit the like button when you come in the room. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you subscribe and join us again in the future. I will once again remind to everyone who was here last week on the history lesson to go back and comment on last week's live to enter into the giveaway. And if you haven't watched it, then I don't know if you will be able to figure out what I asked, but if you were here, then you know the question that I asked during the live, and just go back and comment. Don't close this window, open another tab, and go comment to enter into the giveaway. So I promise you guys I will remind you all, so I did that. All right, are you guys ready to move on and meet our next crochet artist? She does something completely different than this one. So I will wait for an okay from you all. And cheers to you for, in the meantime. Let's see, I'm going to already open the pictures up, so I will have them ready. All right. So you guys all seem to be up to moving on and getting inspired by a new artist. So we are moving on to Toshiko Horiuchi-MacAdam. Now she is a Japanese textile artist, and she lives in Canada. And there she is. And just look at where she is sitting. She is best known for creating large-scale textile playgrounds for children. She uses bright colors, crocheted work to create them. Her work is commonly described as being an interactive textile environment. So she creates these amazing, enormous playgrounds out of crochet. And kids all around the world can actually play on them. Her inspiration to create these so-called knitted playgrounds came to her when she observed the lack of parks and playgrounds in Tokyo, where she was living at the time. The negative effect that the lack of said playgrounds was having on children touched her. And she then began designing these crocheted structure, which she makes herself by hand. These installations made of nylon are then assembled in sections. So she creates them in sections, and then she has a team that assembles it together in the designated location, very much like the previous artist that we were talking about. Only hers are not just an exhibition. They are actual playgrounds designed for parks and malls and places all around the world, schools, and they stay there. It is a playground. It's not just an art exhibition. It's not something that they put up and they take it down after a few weeks. It's actually a functioning playground. So her structures, they are designed for children to have a space to take risks and explore in a safe environment and to let their imaginations run free. And just so that you can get an idea of what one of those playgrounds look like, just take a look at that. Ooh, Kim says there is a 3D tour of that installation in the Mass Art Museum on their website. I am going to check it out, Kim. Thank you. Lacey says, oh my god, I love her. I mean, this is the first time I have ever heard of her, but can't you see her spirit in this one photo? You mean the photo where she sits there? Yes, totally. You can totally get her, right? Then he says she would love to play on that giant hammock. Hi, Petra. Thank you for joining us. Right? It's fabulous. Denise says, anyone remembers playing with the parachute in gym class? Right? It's all like that. Exactly, right? It's like art that you can play on. Isn't that amazing? Lacey asked, can she play there too? Like a huge hammock. Yeah, right? Okay, now, just, we all see that, like, sort of like net-like structure here on top, but look at all the things down here. This is all also crochet. Everything that you see is crocheted out of nylon. Kids can dangle on these things. They can play in those round shape tires. I don't know how to describe them. They can climb in. It's amazing, right? This is like so imaginative and so a total different kind of playground, total different surrounding. Lori says it sort of reminds her of an upside down circus tent. Yeah, I can see that. So this unconventional use of crochet work challenges our understanding of what a playground can look like, right? You look at that playground and you say, I have never seen a playground that looks like that in my life. And, the first reaction, like, can I play on that? Children can physically move, swing, climb, roll, and dangle their way through this web. The yarn itself, being a stretchy nylon fabric, creates unique opportunities for children's learning through tactical play. Due to its unique design and the materials and methods used to construct it, Crochet Playground provides a special experience for both children and adults. The visual aspect plays a key ingredient here. You can see all those rainbow colors, and it can be interesting and stimulating to the senses, even if you just sit on the bench and observe. However, when faced with such an interesting construction, I also sort of wish that adults were allowed to play as well. I'm gonna look if I have. I'm pretty sure I have one more picture of her. Yeah. So someone said before when I showed her picture, you guys said that you can get her spirit from just looking at the picture. Well, there you go, right? So each one of those playgrounds uses up to 2,000 pounds of nylon fabric, and it stretches as long as 60 feet, depending, of course, on the place or designated surrounding of where this playground is to be constructed. These play structures can be found in Japan, New Zealand, China, Italy, Spain, and even in the US, in parks, in schools, in museums, at shopping malls, and in housing developments. To this day, she creates everything herself, and sometimes she spends as much as 8 hours a day crocheting them. Kim, are you still, Kim, I think you're still talking about the previous artist we spoke about, that she creates and she wraps an inflated form, right? Lacey says she feels like she needs to step up her mom game. Yes, right? I bet she plays on them too. What size hook does she have in her hand? That is a good question. I have no idea. I did not zoom in on that. Hi, Kim. Welcome. Thank you for joining. But look, she's still like, right? She is remarkable. Look at her. Just from looking at her, you get like a feel of her vibe of how much of a fun person she is. And she still sits there and crochet this thing herself. And then, you know, it's being put together and children all over the world play on it. So yeah, Kim was talking about the previous artist. I can definitely, you know, see how hard on the hands this could be, especially if she actually sits and works on it for 8 hours a day. The material is not, you know, it's a stretchy nylon, but it's kind of like a thick cord. I can totally get a vibe of it not being the most fun project to work on, but it is the most fun finished project, right? Once it's up there and it's installed, and she made that, and kids are playing on that every single day. And I've actually read that the wear and tear on this structure, you know, they do with time become raggedy. They are, after all, crocheted out of nylon. But she and her husband, they supply, or they give how do you say, they do like inspection work, and they correct wherever needed, or renew parts if needed, or replace parts if needed, sort of like maintenance on those crochet playground sites all around the world. So they have a team working for them, they create it, and then the team installs it in different places, and they do keep track. And she has been saying that one of these playgrounds, the first one that she made in Japan, was back in like the early 80s, late 70s. So it's been on there for years. And she said, yeah, with time it has become like ragged, but children still loved it. So they just renewed it. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, right, Kim? You know she means business when she has her gloves So I thought that this is like a totally out of the box crochet work. It's not only that it's art, because it's the way it's made, it's amazing. It's interactive art. Children and everyone can actually like play on it. You can touch, you can pull on it, you can dangle it on it, like she said, climb on it. She actually said that her work began after she was an artist before. She had created for galleries and museums different works of art using crochet and fabric, and her works were so colorful and interesting that in one of her shows, children actually came up to her and asked if would they be allowed to climb on it, and then something clicked in her head, and she just combined these two, this aspect of the kids asking to climb on her artwork, and there is a huge lack of playgrounds in Tokyo where she lived, and she did this 1 + 1 and art. Amazing. Judy says, said state of affairs that she lives in Canada, but none of her work is anywhere in Canada. Yeah, I get that. But look, something sparked and now it's a thing. I mean, I wish I had a crochet playground. So that is Toshiko Horiuchi-MacAdam. And like I said, you guys are more than welcome to look her up. And if you are all ready to move on to the next artist that we have to talk about, who does something completely different this time, then let me know in a chat. And in the meantime, I will tell you all that we have for those of you who joined us late, we have a special discount code from Scritzy. That is the hand cream and company that I have made a video in the past about talking about on my channel, and I've mentioned her many times in different videos and chats that I've had. And she has also donated in the past hand creams for giveaways and things like that on my channel. And she has now come up on her Etsy shop with a brand new line of hand cream in tubes. And to celebrate that, she has offered 10% off of everything in her shop for viewers of my channel using the code that is in the description box below. So if you're interested in that, go check her out. And even if you don't buy anything on her shop, I would very much appreciate it if you just go check out her shop, like her shop on Etsy. Those kind of things really help those independent sellers. Lacey says she wonders if it had inspired any of the kids that played on it to learn to crochet. That is a very interesting question. I have no information on that actually, but I could definitely see how something like that would spark a child's mind. Isn't it amazing to look at all these pics of what all these different amazing artists have made and know we all can do this also? Yes, right? I think that's amazing. Like, just to see what a hobby that we all share, someone just, something sparks in their mind, they take it to a whole other level and that we wouldn't think of otherwise. I love that. Right, so before moving on to the next artist, if you just joined, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And you are all more than invited to also join our membership program. You can see our current members in the chat. They appear in green and they have a little symbol next to their names. Joining as a member to the channel gives you a whole lot of perks, but you can get the whole rundown of what it gives you and what it it requires of you. If you press the join button down below, it is right next to the subscribe button. And if you cannot see the join button, there is a link that will take you directly to the membership program in the description box below the video. So check it out. Ooh. Hello, Kim. Kim just upgraded her membership level. Thank you, Kim, and cheers to you for advancing to sophomore. Hello, Jana. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are just about to go forward and talk about the third artist of the day. And while you guys let me know that you are ready to hear about the next artist, I'm going to already pull the pictures that I have of her work. All right. Yeah, all my members are. Cheers to you all using my lovely cheers emoji. When I designed this, I somehow had a feeling that this specific emoji would be the ones we use most. Right, so moving on to our next artist. And her name is Gabrielle Mayer. And Gabrielle Mayer is a senior lecturer of mathematics in the University of Wisconsin and a crochet artist as well. She uses hyperbolic qualities or hyperbolic qualities. I'm not sure how you pronounce that in English. I mean, I know how you pronounce it in German. So, so I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly. So she uses these qualities of crochet to create stunning work of fine art, thus implying her knowledge of mathematics to her craft. And just so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about, take a look at this. So when you think about it, and we spoke about it just a few weeks ago, all crochet work is actually based on mathematic concepts, right? We had a whole live chat about this, guys. We talked about it for, I think it was about 3.5 hours. So in fact, there is a certain type of mathematical concepts that haven't been able to be modeled or shown in a physical way other than crochet. There is even a specific name for this unique craft, and it's called hyperbolic crochet or hyperbolic crochet. So this is what you see here, and specifically the one that you see in the picture created by Gabrielle Mayer is wrapped around it's a lampshade. So there's actually a lamp inside, which is what creates those beautiful shapes and game of light and shades. But not all of her work has elements of light in them. She creates artistic lampshades, just as this one, but she also creates different algae, flowers, and other organic shapes. She is mostly inspired and motivated by curves and surfaces, which are present both in nature as well as the field of her studies. Her work features plays on light and shadows, which contributes to the already intriguing shapes, and they add another dimension to this unique creation. She actually, as I've said, is a professor or a lecturer of mathematics at the university. And she has a gallery at the university, and I believe the name of the gallery is like the Mathematical Art Gallery or something like that, which I found to be very, very interesting. Oh, Kim is going down a rabbit hole with that mass art exhibition, which I totally understand, because I would, if I found out that one of these can be seen in a museum near me, I would totally go down that rabbit hole as well. And she says the mass art museum is always free. That is, you know, ding ding ding, jackpot. So affordably crafty, isn't it? Catherine loves it. Now that is something I would want in my house. Totally. I would totally hang this. You know, this is beautiful. Beautiful. This is art, and it's like, but it's also not like, it is museum worthy, but it's also like my living room worthy, right? Thank you, Judy. All right. So so I was right. Is this the algae? Does the piece have a name? Ooh, I'm not sure. She does have on her, when you go to the university's page, there is a link to her mathematical art gallery. Yeah, to her mathematical art gallery, and there you can see all of her work with the names of the different creations. But those pictures are, as I've said, copyright protected, so I cannot show them to you. But if you look for those, you will see them. Judy says she loves this kind of crochet and math and art. Brilliant, right? Reminds you of Red Heart sachet yarn. Let me show you a few more of hers. So I told you guys that that specific one is a lampshade, but she also has ones which are not lampshades. For example, this one. Look at that. Now, when I did my research on her and started looking into things that she did, she does mention that at some point her work became something that, as her work developed and as her surfaces developed, and she found new interesting shapes in them and new interesting concepts in them, more and more of them have become bodies that needs to be hung in order for you to see their beauty or their full shape. So some of her work maybe can be presented standing on something, but most of them have to be hung from the ceiling in order for you to see how they shape up. Marcia loves that one, huh? Beautiful colors, right? Lori says she will never say math is boring again. Debbie says she wishes this was a course when she went to college, was crocheting at the time, and would have thrived. I thought that it was beautiful and genius. First of all, it's beautiful. You look at it and it's amazing. Second of all, as a crocheter, I can totally appreciate the way it is made. And third of all, it is, as I've said, a physical representation of a mathematical concept, which some of those cannot be described in any physical way other than this. So the concept of physicalization of a mathematical concept, it exists, but it's not always possible. And I thought that it was fascinating that some of these shapes can only be described either, you know, in writing, by writing down the mathematical concept, or by crocheting them. Ooh, Catherine says at her college they did get to do that. Wow. That is amazing, Catherine. And the other Catherine says she wishes her college did that too. That is amazing. Now, between us, not that no one, please don't misunderstand me. I am not taking anything away from the genius and the beauty of this work, but we are all crocheters, so we understand the concept or the method in which these bodies are constructed, right? We all know that to get these curves, of course, you need to be, beyond just a regular crocheting understanding in order to make them right, to give them these shapes. But we all understand that the way to create these curves is by increasing more than you should, right? Because if you increase right on the circle, then you will get a flat circle. But if you increase too much, you'll start getting those curves. And if you increase too much but in the right amount, then you will be able to control the curving of the surface, and which is what she does, and she does it wonderfully. Debbie says she wonders when all this crochet artwork crossed over from grandma to artwork. That's a good question. Where does it start and end? That's one of the things, one of those things that you look at and you sink into it, because you can't really tell. Let me give you another one. I think I have one more of hers. Yes. Look at that one. Wait. Now you can see it all. Look at that. So specifically that one, I can tell you because I memorized it, because I found it to be so interesting. So this specific one is called the Blue Dragon. Feminist movement, yes. Not your grandmother's crochet, right? This modern and trendy, totally. Mary says she always gets asked, my crochet is knit because for some odd reason crochet can have a stigma of being old-fashioned. Really? I would think like that knitting is, but okay. Lacey is trying to figure out what math would be used for other than crochet. Yeah. Oh, there are fields that use it, yes. But I think maybe crochet is the best way to use it. But this blue one totally had me like, I'm not sure if it looks like waves, like one of those underwater snails, nudibranchs, right? Amazing. And it moves. You look at it, and even though it doesn't move, it moves, right? Makes you want to go to the beach. The white one in the back, Lori. Yeah, maybe, Lacey, maybe. Right? There's so much movement in this piece, even when you just look at a still picture of it. That's incredible. Yeah, totally, Catherine. Not worth our time. Jenny says it's used for special relativity. Oh, good to know. Now you need to know if she creates this as a math problem first, or did the crochet place come first? Ooh, that is a good question. Yeah, I mean, that blue one, that's beautiful. Well, they are all beautiful. I mean, I told you guys, the first one I would have as a lamp in my living room. This blue one, I would totally have it like, wow, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Her work is amazing. So, yeah, Gabrielle Mayer. You're welcome, Debbie. That's what I'm here for. It's placed near a water pipe. I wonder if it's part of the experience. I don't think so. I think that's, She probably hangs them like in her basement or something to keep them. Someone was saying before about the other arts we were talking about. Someone was saying once she creates them, where does she puts them? You know, so I mean, when they're not on exhibit or when they are not sold, I assume that she hangs them somewhere. Jenny says the math comes first. She uses the crochet to visualize the math. Yeah, that's what I understood too from her description. Is she color controlling or using a stripy yarn? I will try to get her to do an interview if you guys are interested. I am just in total awe from this one. Right, well, you guys. So what do you think of Gabrielle Mayer? Huh? She's amazing. A lecturer of mathematics and a crochet artist. A make along. The next one we are going to talk about is sort of like, in a way, relating to last week's class. The same way you make those little heart eyes, right, Lacey? So it starts like that, and then it becomes something else. Lori says she would have gotten better marks in math if it was explained with these pieces. Totally. Yes. More crochet in school. That would be my slogan when I run for government. And you all vote for me. Catherine says she loves all the artists so far. Well, the next one we're going to talk about is not only, you know, extravagant and avant-garde and also a criminal. No, but we're gonna talk about it in a second. Right, so you guys ready to put hyperbolic crochet behind us and continue to something completely different, you know? And now to something completely different. It's about as similar as a scooter compared to a Ferrari. Totally. Exactly, Lacey. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the pictures while you guys give me the yeah, we're over that and we can continue. Denise is saying she's going to pretend that crochet qualifies me to be matched and dangerous. Okay. So, next artist. Shake that mathematical feel off of you, because we are going to talk about Olek. She is a sculptor, performancer, art, street artist. Olek, she is a Polish crochet genius, and she resides in New York City. She was born Agata Olek. She was born Agata Oleksiak. Names. But is professionally known as Crochet Olek or simply Olek. Her work frequently displays in public spaces, explores sexuality, feminist ideals, and the evolution of communication through colors, conceptual exploration, and meticulous detail. As an active supporter of women's rights, sexual equality, and freedom of expression, she has used the broad appeal of her work to display solidarity with those stifled by oppressive laws all over the world. She describes her work as being a never-ending crochet journey, embellished with emotions, memories, experiences, thoughts, and insight. She is a very visual artist, and she has a very unique, one-of-a-kind expression language. Once you get an eye for her work, once you see 1, 2, 3 of them, then you sort of like learn to recognize it, and the next time you'll see one, you'll say, oh, that's Olek. She says, my installations are and always have been expressions of my response to immediate surroundings, international climate, informative images, events in the news, emotions, words, and lovers. And those are her words. As part of her art, she has been known to cover objects, vehicles, people, and even entire building with crochet work. And I thought that specific detail was worth looking into, and I found this image. People covered in crochet. Hi Ursula, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's okay, you can always watch a replay or read it all on the blog. Right, Debbie? I agree. So, look at those people. Those are people. Those are not statues. Those are actual people covered head to toe in crochet work. So in addition to her planned exhibition and commissioned artwork in museums and gallery, she also engages in guerrilla crochet work in public spaces, or as we call it, yarn bombing. So what you can see here, she pretty much yarn bombs different places and does like illegal installations in addition to being exhibited in museums and galleries and different public spaces. So she does both, which I thought was very interesting. She's this kind of like avant-garde artist. Even her museum work is very different than what you would normally see in a museum, but then she not only exhibits in museums with all these other artists, she also like yarn bombs different places, and always does it out of something that she has to say. She doesn't just say, oh, that would be fun to wrap this I don't know, vehicle in crochet. No, it always has some kind of meaning, some kind of saying, some kind of statement behind it. Living, yes, living people, Kathleen, definitely. Oh, thank you, Ursula. Pottery break could be very challenging. I agree, Mayor. She's the crochet Banksy. Exactly, Catherine. She is. Jana, you cannot be one of her models. Laurie says that gives her anxiety. It makes me feel claustrophobic and makes my bladder absolutely hysterical. I think it's funny that all of your thoughts immediately goes to how do you go to the toilet in that thing. I just think that's an interesting way to look at it. But yeah, so from the New York Stock Exchange's charging bull to an entire train in Poland, Olek has made a name for herself by crocheting her artistic vision into the public eye and covering well-known monuments in her creations. This form of art isn't always well accepted and did get her into trouble number of times and put her in some unpleasant situation in the past. However, her intentions, she claims, are always positive, and that's the most important thing about her work. So if this picture gives you guys anxiety, I'm just going to remove it and replace it with the picture of a very well-known monument that she have completely yarn bombed. What do you guys think of that? Lacey said, that's what I was talking about. Women are so good at pushing boundaries in an emotionally steering way. So many profound women in every time period have made an earth much better place. Yes, I agree. I agree, Ursula. Mayer loves it. It is so attention-grabbing and in-your-face. She is. All of her work is. So she is definitely an in-your-face kind of artist. You hope that yarn is not itchy. Lori. Yes, right? The Wall Street charging bull, completely covered in crochet. How on earth did she get the measurements of that piece to fit? That is a very good question, Catherine. So, Lacey, you say this is pretty. Do you think this is more pretty than the original charging bull? Would you leave him that way? Lori says it's better. You like the color pulling. She is a total badass. I mean, when you see pictures of her, you remember what we were saying before. You can like see her spirit. She's one of those people. How long did it take her to crochet that piece? Probably a long time, but let me show you another one and then you ask that question again. So here is a train in Poland that she yarn bombed. And she covered, wait, let me make this a little smaller so it's not behind me. She covered this entire train in crochet in less than 48 hours. Debbie says, as long as it doesn't get saggy in the rain. Yes, but because these kind of installations that she does, these kind of yarn bomb, she's not one of these people that go and yarn bomb, you know, trees or light posts, okay? When you yarn bomb something like this, the bull on Wall Street or a train in the city, it doesn't stay there long. It's illegal. It will be removed. She does it for the statement. It's a kind of performance. She even says that sometimes the act of someone coming and taking it down is a part of her art, a part of her performance. So it doesn't stay that long enough for it to get saggy. The conservative bull never looked so politically correct. You love it. Yeah, I believe she had help. I'm pretty sure she doesn't do it by herself, but she does crochet by herself. But I'm pretty sure that in the installment of this takes help. Awesome sauce. You wonder what message she was going for with these. She has actually, well, again, when you will look her up, you will start getting into these things. She does, each one of her work has a very specific meaning behind it, a very specific statement that she wants to give. I will in a second I will show you one more that actually has a very interesting story behind it. I just don't want to flip the pictures too quickly because some people are their videos a little behind, or they just want to get a little bit more into it. So I'm gonna leave each picture a little bit for people to be able to get a better look before I flip for the next one. But the next one I'm gonna show you has a very interesting story behind it. Gabby says she does that, and I have been on row 30 of the mandala for days. Such an amateur. Hey Karen, thank you for joining. Welcome. Her message was enjoy the ride. That's a good message. Seems like she is not using high-end indie dyed yarn, and no, I wouldn't assume. More like Super Saver type stuff. Janice says she watched a video about yarn bombing, and one of her first steps was to get permission to cover something. Yes, yarn bombing. We spoke about it last week when we spoke about the history of crochet and the development of yarn bombing. In many places it is still illegal. In many places you still need some kind of license in order to install it, and it not being removed right away by the authorities. But she intentionally does it without some of her things are done with permit, but some of her things, the act of doing it without permit is kind of part of the art. So it really depends on what project it is. Some of the things are, of course, authorized, and some aren't. And of course, as I've said in the beginning, she doesn't only yarn bomb. She also has displays in museums and galleries. Unfortunately, the pictures of those pieces of her work are all protected by copyright law, and I couldn't get any of them. So I could only use ones that are open to the public or open to what they call commercial use, and those pictures are normally pictures taken by spectators or people who were walking by and saw it and took a picture, and so those are mostly the ones that are outside. She bought out the Dollar Tree, says Debbie. That must be one no one can get any yarn at Dollar Tree. Totally bankrupt them. Between her and Kim, says Debbie. There's no yarn left. You guys are hilarious. All right, so I did want to show you one that has an interesting story. So this is, literal yarn bombing. This is actually Olek yarn bombing a piece in the underwater museum. So this bomb feature that you see here is a sculpture in the underwater museum, and she is yarn bombing it. Now, this specific work of hers had a good meaning behind it. She had something to say about pollution, water pollution, the materials and waste dumped into the oceans, and the protection of nature, and so on. However, when doing this installation, she did say that she scoped the different locations in the underwater museums, and she was looking for a specific piece to wrap that didn't have a lot of coral and sea life built upon it already, so that she would not destroy or disturb nature in any way. However, the underwater museum was not at all happy with this specific work of hers. They said that even if you do not see it, or it is not visible to the regular eye, there are many sea creatures, sea life, and micro creatures living and on and in the surroundings of those underwater statues. And so they said that actually what she did killed the underwater environment that was around this specific culture, sculpture, and it got her into a lot of trouble. She kept stating that that was not her intention, that of course all of her art is directed with good intentions. She had something to say, she wanted to say it a certain way, but it was not very well accepted, and as I've said, got her into a lot of trouble. Right, yarn bomb. This is like, from now on, whenever someone will say yarn bombing, this is the picture that's gonna spark into my head. Plus, crochet underwater. Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure that, you know, that it wasn't pleasant for any one of the sides involved. I have one more picture of work of Olek that I thought you guys might like. We need to bail her out, says Debbie. You can. It is. The Underwater Museum is an open surrounding. Well, not every underwater museum, but that specific one, and you can just go dive there. In this picture, you see her. This is Olek. And this is an entire house in Sweden that she wrapped in crochet. And as you can see, those are different squares of filet crochet with different motifs on them. They're all pink. And she wrapped the entire house. Yeah. What do you think of that? I thought that was quite cool. There are actually really cool pictures of this installment online, where you can see the whole pink house from a bird point of view. So they probably put out a how do you call them? A drone, a picture from above, and it looks amazing. But again, I could not use these pictures, but I found that one, which was, I thought, very interesting. Plus, you can see her. Debbie thought it was Anna Nicole Smith. You guys love the pink, huh? Yeah, that is like in your face neon pink. Lori says now Kim is having an anxiety or nausea. Cool, isn't it? I thought it was really cool. So what do you guys think of Olek? I think she is one of the more interesting artists out there. Someone that has, you know, that does both respected artwork in museums and galleries, and then, you know, also guerrilla bombs places. It has this like kind of a quirky spirit. Oh no, Kim is having nausea. The skull contrast to the sweet pink and curly hair is interesting. I agree, Lori, it is. Love it, but wouldn't want it next door. Right? Right? She is. She's totally in your face. Yeah. That sure is pink. Definitely. Right. So we are down to our very last artist of the day. So the next one I'm going to talk about will be the very last artist of the day. So before I go on to talk about that, I just want to remind you all, last chance if you haven't yet gone to answer the question from last week's live, because after I'll talk about this next artist, we will do the draw of last week's giveaway. And also don't forget, come back to today's video once this live is finished. Come back to the replay, comment down below, let me know which of these artists was the one you were most interested about, intrigued by, inspired by, had a lot to say of, you know, talk to me about what we talked about today, and enter into today's giveaway for those wonderful creams and beautiful pin that I showed you guys in the beginning. Her dress doesn't match, says Debbie. A neighbor like that would make deliveries. Lori says the mom in her worries she will slip off that ladder in those shoes. Kim watched where a lady goes on vacation all over the world and decorates lampposts or beach posts everywhere she goes. Yes, we spoke about yarn bombing last week, Kim, when we spoke about the crochet, the history of crochet, and we spoke about the development of yarn bombing. And yeah, most yarn bombings are things like that and less things like what Olek does. Credit for using her craft to make statements. Totally. Right. So are you all ready to move on to our next artist? I'm going to already prepare my pictures and let you guys let me know that you're ready to move on. Okay. So if everyone's ready, we are going to talk about the last artist that I'm going to talk about today. And her name is, and again, I'm probably butchering it, Ase Ong. She is a Filipino contemporary artist working with fiber. And her art has an organic and untamed, almost wild kind of feel to it. A characteristic she attributes to the fact that she follows no conceptual pattern when she crochets. When she begins, she said she does not know what the design will be. She has no specific design in mind, it just flows. She goes with whatever flows, and don't really know what the final artwork would look like. Her art is largely a product of her intuition. And here she is. That's her, and an example of one of her art pieces. Fiber is an underutilized aspect in contemporary art in the Philippines, despite its traditional role in the country's culture. Ong learned to crochet left-handed while taking classes at Assumption College, where she attained a Bachelor of Communication major in media production. She said she started crocheting obsessively, and before she knew it, her wheel-like creations were stretching to 16 feet long and taking on 3 dimensions. She became more serious about her art when she volunteered after college to teach for 1 year at a high school where most of her students were from the Talandig tribe. And I hope I pronounced this correctly. This tribe is indigenous tribe who has successfully preserved their art and culture and continues to wear their traditional clothes and perform their traditional dances to this day. Inspired by them, she put more time and effort into creating bigger and bolder crochet artwork. So her work is inspired by this spirit of this tribe that she worked with. It is, as I've said, derived from intuition. It has a lot of color into it, a lot of movement, and it's sort of like it is a whole performance and not just a still piece of art. The techniques she uses to create her installations include, among others, crochet, knitting, knotting, embroidery, macrame, and sewing. Her work is both tactile and interactive. The use of shapes, colors, textures, space, and movement encourages open interpretation by the viewer. She has an extensive portfolio that includes exhibitions in important museums, galleries, and artist-run spaces in Manila, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, Abu Dhabi, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Canada, Kenya, and the United States. Her rainbow-colored, whimsical crochet sculptures are stimulating and intriguing, and you can look at them for hours and from different angles and constantly find new things. Her work is often described as being quirky and strange, meaning it is like nothing that you may have seen before. And I personally am loving it. I will show you some other examples of her work, but whenever someone says her work is quirky and strange, that already makes me want to see more of her. Maybe that's just me. That's, just the person I am. Thanks for being here, Kim. So I will show you some other pieces that she made. Lori says she tried to freeform crochet around a stick where the branches came together. It didn't look artistic, more like the stick and my yarn scraps got into a fight and a winner could not be identified. Oh no, Lori. So here is another piece of Ong, well actually her, inside one of her pieces, laying on what looks like a lot of yarn, and that looks extremely comfortable, I must say. But you can see that her work is extremely colorful. It doesn't resemble the style, but it kind of resembles the same amount of coloration that we've seen from the very first artist we spoke about today, right? There's like a lot going on, a lot in your face. You can look at it from different sides and it will look different every time. So she also creates you know, these flat pieces as well as those three-dimensional pieces, and so there's so many different aspects to her work and so many different dimensions to it, that there are no two pieces alike. Jana says, that's why I'm not an artist. I copy. Not an artist intuition. However, I may still be considered quirky. I love that. I love the word quirky, and I like everything that this word is used to describe. Yarn Heaven, says Debbie. Modern Van Gogh. Right? So colorful, so bright, so much going on, so much to look at. Let me give you a taste of her work displayed in a gallery space. Now this is from what I showed you until now. I will show you the next one and you will be like, that's the same artist? Yeah, not bright colors, but same style, quirky, odd, not sure what's going on there. And this one is called, or is part of, an installation of hers called Fighting with Monsters. And here you can really see the stitches in her work and how much it takes. It went to the trash can, Lori. I'm sorry. It's like painting with fiber, but three-dimensional painting with fiber. Larry says, if you wouldn't have blown it out, Lori, we would be studying you today. Catherine says, personally, I prefer the beauty of mathematical precision. I'm not a big fan of Picasso either, but I like her colorfulness. Well, that's art for you. You see, each of us sees something else. Each of us is attracted to something else. Looks like a spider web, says Ursula. Hello, Crocheting with Lan. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up when you come in the room. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing. Don't let Ron Weasley see that. I'm expecting a huge hairy spider any minute, says Lori. Looks like a spider web to all of you. Linda says it reminds her of an old ship sail. Looks like a fishing net, says Debbie. See? We each see something else. Let me show you one more. Now this one, you have to really look at the picture to realize how big it is. So it's hanging from the ceiling somewhere, and we can clearly see that is 3 or 4 stories high, right? Look at that. Art after a bad dream, says Jana about the previous one. Angela says, Lori, you beat me to the Weasley comment. Like-minded people. That's what I love about our Yarniversities. Remind her of the spider lair in Harry Potter. And this one, says Angela, looks like a flower. But here, look, those bodies are all hanging from the ceiling. They're, okay, we see a specific one in the middle, but you can see that there are more of them hanging all around. And because it is a few stories high, and it looks like you can also go up to those balconies, you can look at it from so many different angles. Sea life, says Debbie. Looks like an alien, says Judy. Linda, you have to go. See you later. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Looks like a spider catcher flower. Mother Nature's coming for you. Like a giant octopus, says Debbie. Like an upside down flower. Mom Weasley when her needle got hexed. See? Art, we can sit and talk about it here for hours, and each of us will see something else, and it will touch us and talk to us differently, and give us different associations. But it's just to show you, and this is something we all do. We all crochet. We understand this medium, right? And it's out there in galleries and museums around the world, and not just in our living room on the couch while we watch Netflix. Jana says, from this angle, it feels like she's in the sea. Thought it was the portal they flew through in the 3D Thor movie, says Jenny. The photo of her sleeping on yarn was you 2 nights ago, literally. Ooh. Ooh, what happened there? That sounds like there's a story. Crochet along. You guys, I have to look for something amazing for it to become a crochet along. Hi, Tracy. It's okay. You're more than invited to watch a replay if you're interested, or read all about it on the blog. The blog post is already up. Link in the description box below. If anyone else has joined us late, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, I would very much appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. We also have a very special offer today from Skritzy, made hand cream. She has launched her brand new line of hand creams in tubes and gave us a special discount code to celebrate it, and that's in the description box below as well, with her link to her shop. And one of her creams is actually featured in today's giveaway, which we will show again in just 1 second before we choose the winner from last week, and then we will be done for today. When you know the medium, it really helps to appreciate the artist's work. I agree, Kathleen. I look at paintings in a different way too now. Sure, Tracy. There has been some amazing works of art that we looked at today. And we even learned that some of them can be seen right now in different museums and galleries. Some of these exhibitions are still running, and I invite you all to, Google the artists we were talking about today, look them up, see what they do. Maybe you can catch up one of their exhibitions. I know I would love to. Lori says, I thought you said crochet along, and now I'm thinking if you do a call, you should call it a crochet along. Oh, Lori, that is a wonderful idea. However, I must say, well, this is a discussion for full screen. I have done some crochet alongs. Some of you have even taken part in some of them, but right now there are so many different crochet alongs and collaborations and people putting out challenges, and it seems like the thing of the day. Every channel puts out their own challenge and crochet along and whatever. And I feel like it's not the time for me right now. So I'm gonna wait a little. Let this hype of everyone doing everything at once come down and work out something really amazing for the next crochet along. So that once I put it out there, we will have a ton of participants again, something like what we had in the summer with the Sis Love half circle shawl, because that's the kind of crochet along I'm looking for, something that will like grab as many people as possible, talk to as many people as possible, appeal to as many people as possible. People will actually want to like get in there, and that's what I want to do. So you guys brought up some wonderful ideas today, and I promise you all that I'm going to look into that and look into designing something out of the box. And I really hope that once all these thousands of different challenges out there right now will come down, I can do something that no one else does. It wasn't what I was aiming to, but it was a wonderful idea. Must make that thing and hang to your ceiling where the chandelier should be. That is a good idea. Think the people who designed the shawls with all those intricate designs similar to the one behind you are artists as well. I am in awe of them and still have yet to attempt one, but hope to soon. Yeah, this one. This is a Sis Love. Well, not Sis Love. This is a Sis homemade design. The design is called Nessie. That is a shawl that they designed. Yes, they are definitely artists. They are, you all know, they are my absolute favorite crochet designers. I love all of their designs. I've made pretty much each one of their shawls. This one I actually tested for them, so I got to test it before the pattern was out. It's called Nessie. It is now available on their Etsy shop, and I recommend you all to go check them out. They are definitely artists. Mathematics crochet. Yeah. We'll get on it. Lori says, yes, she wants to do them all but can't keep up. Exactly. That's what I feel right now. I mean, I'm taking part in 6 of them right now, I think. And none of them are mine. So until last week, I took part in 7. One was ours, the Vestiaire Vestfest. Now that's finished, so I'm down to 6. But I'm still taking part in 6 different crochet alongs and challenges at the same time. So even for me, it's overwhelming. Think that is a result of YouTube creators putting it on their 2021 goals and starting them right away. Yeah, that could be. But I do think that it will come down with time. Right now, it's like the thing to do. It's like the trend of the moment. Everyone's putting out challenges. So once that trend is over, then I'm gonna pick it up again and do it kind of like out of trend, but that would be my thing, you know, because I do things differently. Do I wear the shawl that I make? Yes, only sadly in the past year I haven't really had a chance to. I was a friend of mine supposed to get married. She got engaged not this last Christmas, the Christmas before, so 2019. And we were, you know, looking forward to the invitation to her wedding, and I made myself beautiful shawl to go along with the dress that I already have. But the wedding never happened because, you know, COVID and everything, and now I'm waiting for that. I also have, you know, some shawls that aren't that fancy, that are more like everyday shawls, and I wear those. I wear them when I go pick up my kids from school and from kindergarten, and I'm cold. So because I'm always cold, always, even in the summer I'm cold. So I wear my shawls very often. I also, because I think that might be a problem that all of us crocheters have, because I crochet all the time and almost every day, then I crochet more shawls than I can actually or can use or need to use. So I gift them to people a lot of times. I do not sell crochet. That is something I get asked very often. I do not like to sell my crochet work, not because I can't or it's not, or I don't think it's good enough. I just don't really like doing it. I also don't do commission work because I hate feeling like I'm working on a project just because I have to finish it for someone. So I personally, you know, I sell my patterns, I sell my designs, but I do not sell finished objects that I made. Good question, Lacey. let me know when I found out a fellow crocheter friend doesn't wear anything she makes. Really? Well, okay, I know I know a few crocheters who don't wear crochet. I always find it kind of odd when someone tells me that they crochet but they never use any of their crochet stuff. I crochet a lot for my children. I mean, I even right now I'm in the middle of a sweater for my son. If some of you are friends of mine on Facebook, and when you see pictures of my children, they always wear like a beanie or a scarf, or a beanie and scarf, or a sweater, or something that I made of gloves. I crochet a lot for my children, for my children's friends from kindergarten, for myself, for other members of my family. I have sent a very big package to my niece before Christmas, and all of you who follow me on Instagram may have seen the pictures of her wrapped in different things that I made her. She got them all at once in a box in Christmas, and is now slowly wearing them, and her parents are sending me pictures every time she wears something I made. I sadly did not get to meet her yet because she's a pandemic child and was not able to fly home to meet her. But yeah, I don't sell my work, but I do wear it myself. I wear a lot of cowls and beanies that I make, headbands that I make myself. You guys, the vest that was on the mannequin until the end of Vestiary Vest Fest, I made it for myself. I intend to wear it. My Sherwood cape that I have a tutorial for on my channel, I wear that. I wear my not hexagon, my pentagon granny sweater that I designed. All of these things, all the pictures on my tutorials that I am in, there are things that I also wear on my everyday. Yes, Lacey, totally, wear them. Ursula, you feel the same, and Tracy, you agree with me. Right? I mean, if you don't wear it or you don't like, why? How do you? I don't know. Ursula, I know you like to wear your crochet. I see you wearing it all the time. It looks amazing on you. Yes, Catherine, that's gonna be a little bit tricky. You're still thinking of the last picture. Been thinking of making a lampshade from buttons, but have not found a suitable frame and no time to make one yet. But how about a lampshade cowl? Something from conforming that the giant upside lily. Ooh, that is an interesting idea. Yeah, Lacey, I mean, I kind of like come to term with it. I'm probably gonna see her when she's already like 2 years old, but that's okay. Lori does not intend to sell her crochet, but every time I wear something, I made someone ask me how much to make them one, or if I give a gift, the person wants to buy one for them to give. Yeah, that happens to me too, but normally what I say is like, if you want to buy the one I'm wearing, fine, but I'm not making a new one because I really don't like to work on commission work. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you. That's very sweet. Me neither, Ursula. Crocheting a bunch of shirts and tank tops for my granddaughter for summer because she asked me to. Well, that's something else though. Don't wear a lot of crochet, but I have a lot of crocheted accessories, purse, bags. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean that you may. What I mean is when you crochet for yourself, not, it doesn't necessarily have to be something you wear. It can be, like you said, accessories or things for the house, planter hangers and all that kind of stuff. But I get baffled by I crochet, but I don't use crochet, or I don't wear crochet, or that. But that's just me. Yes, scarcely. I give away a lot but it's mainly because I make a lot and way more than I can just use for myself. All right. So I hope you all went back to comment on last week's live, because I'm now going to open up the YouTube random comment picker. Before I do that, I will remind you that today's prize, if you come back to the video after this live is finished and comment down below on the replay, come back to the replay and comment down below and tell me which one of the artists that we spoke about today was the most interesting, inspiring to you. Which one would you like to go see? Which one spoke to you the most? Or just general comments on the different artists that we spoke about today. And the prize for today is this one, hand cream, organic mango hand cream by Scritzy. And to go along with it, we have the mango lip balm from Yves Rocher. And because we were talking art today, we have the Create, Don't Hate, or no, Don't Hate. It says Don't Hate, Create. That is an enamel pin to go along with that. So this is the giveaway for today's chat. When you come back to this chat right now, when it goes into replay and comment down below, we will pull the winner for that next week. Next week, Yarniversity goes back to Sunday, the normal time. I am sorry about this one time change. I hope this will not be a thing that I will have to repeat, because I kind of like my Sunday times, but this specific week won't be able to, so I had to move it. But next week we are back to Sunday, and now we are going to pull the winner from last week. So I will just remind you, the prize that we are pulling for right now is this beautiful rainbow sparkly hank of yarn from Darn Good Yarn. It is a lace weight silk yarn, sparkle, and there are 50 grams, 300 yards, 100% recycled silk. And to go with it, we had this set of Darn Good Yarn knitting needles and crochet hook. They are all 5 millimeters. And this is the prize for today. So I will take you with me. Oh, what happened here? Sorry. All right. So here we are, and I already inserted the URL and got the comments, and we have 30 comments on last week's live. And remember, I did ask a specific question last week, so if the answer or the comment that comes up does not have the answer or an answer to the question, I will choose another winner. So we will first see who comes up, I will read the comment, and then we will see if we have to pull out someone else. Ready? Unapologetically Mocha. The question, by the way, was which one of those periods was the most interesting to you and why? And she says, warm, dry socks are always appreciated, so I wasn't shocked to learn there was a whole campaign surrounding them during the war. So she refers to the wartime crochet that we were talking about. So that sort of answers the question that I asked regarding a specific time that we were talking about that was interesting or appealed to you. So unapologetically Mocha, I believe you are still with us, because we literally just saw you in the chat. Congratulations to you. Please email me with your details so that I can ship your prize to you. You will have 1 week until next Yarniversity to claim your prize. Please email me with your full address, and do not assume that I know what country you live in, because a lot of people forget to write that down when they email me, and I have to go back and forth. Um, I don't know if I missed some of your comments because suddenly my chat... Oh, now it's moving. um, Yes, you are here. So you saw that you won. That's very cool, and everyone's congratulating you. So congratulations. And like I said, don't forget to email me. You will have 1 week to claim your prize. And since you're here, it would be best if just open another tab and write me an email real quick. And we will ship your prize to you. If you want any prize from me anytime before right now, then your prize is already on the way, you guys. Right now, the mail system is crazy. There are tons of packages stuck in a ton of different places. So I don't send tracking numbers. So if you really want them, I can run through my email and get you the tracking number. But you can ask other winners who have won things from me before. I ship the prizes. They might take a while to get there, but I do ship them, and we have enough past winners in the chat to reassure you that it's coming. All you have to do is wait. Sadly, mailing system is out of my hands. I would love to be controlling it, but I'm not. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed today's lesson. I hope it was interesting to you and that you learned something. Don't forget to come back to the replay and comment down below and tell me which one of today's artists spoke to you the most, was the most interesting, inspiring to you, has had something to say about. And we will pull the winner for that next week. This coming week, I'm going to have a few different videos coming up on the channel. Don't forget to check out Scritti for the discount in the description box below. You can also check out my Etsy. My latest pattern was released this week. It is the Moving Sands beanie, and if you want to see what it looks like, it's on my Instagram. And you can also go to the Etsy shop and see what it looks like over there. And don't forget, if you buy anything from my Etsy shop, there is a discount code to viewers of my channel. It's always in the description box below the video. There might be What's on a Hook chat sometime this coming week. I'm saying there might be because I'm not 100% sure that my schedule this week will allow it, but if it will, then we will once again have it. It's normally on Thursdays now. It's not normally on Thursdays. When it happens on a Thursday. So just, look up on the on YouTube for whenever I schedule the live, and I always announce it in the Facebook group as well. It was wonderful to have all of you here. I will look forward to seeing you comment on my various videos throughout the week, and to seeing you in the next Yarniversity on Sunday if we don't meet before that. We will have a brand new topic, and we are going back to our regular time, Sundays at 6 p.m. Berlin time, and you guys do the conversion yourselves. I'm very happy that you guys found it to be a fun topic and that it was interesting to you, and you guys are saying you're looking forward to the stitch markers you ordered. Oh, Lacey, yes, they are coming. They have been shipped. And you say it was a great class. Definitely watch the replay. I'm very, very happy that you all enjoyed it, and Lori says she's officially inspired to do some further research. I'm very happy. That's what I'm here for. So I will leave the chat running for a few more minutes as always to let you guys all say goodbye to one another, but until then, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.